Good evening. I promised you to speak in one of my videos about the difference of fitness, athletic bodybuilding, and of business bodybuilding. So let's speak first about the fitness athletic bodybuilding. I personally started to read American bodybuilding magazines about in the years early 60s. There have been many: Muscle Builder, Mr. America, Mr. Universe, etc., etc. And one point which was very important for all these American magazines was the point that it was not a huge magazine. It was a very thin magazine, 35, maybe 36 pages, but 90% was explanation of how to train, different techniques, different opinions of bodybuilders, composition of a bodybuilding program, etc. That was very good time because before I started to train, I was age 16, extremely thin guy, and under communism we started to train in cellars, underground, because bodybuilding has been seen as a little bit American sport and not supported by the state. Maybe 10 years later, the state was calling that athletic gymnastics, not to call it bodybuilding. So at that time, we studied a lot American magazines. Many of us as young guys, we got the magazines from friends, from family living in America. And we used this for, above all, constructing the whole structure to do our weights, which was not easy. And also we used it for composing our programs, to dividing the muscle groups into different days, etc. Even Mr. Joe Weider, who I consider as the inventor of bodybuilding at that time, he was always having an editorial in Muscle Builder or Mr. America, speaking that, which for us young guys was very important at that time, that bodybuilding is the only one sport daily assuring a very nice blood provocation, which means that the blood was circulating during 2 hours during the whole training in your body daily, and this was an interdiction for an illness to come to the body, which was very impressive for us, and I was really believing, and I still believe in that idea. So athletic bodybuilding was very positive. Never ever these magazines spoke about heavy weights and you have to push heavy, because the examples like Steve Reeves or Rick Park of Clarence Ross were really very nice athletic bodies. I would compare with the American runners, 100, 200 meters sprinters of today. Now we jump to business bodybuilding. Business bodybuilding developed very slowly, and I really remarked that something changed maybe in 92, 93, where the guys started to be very big, too big. Joe Weider started to promote more and more nutrition products, different kinds of products. The number of companies producing nutrition products was multiplied by 50. There are so many, and everybody is fighting for their market. So Joe Weider as well, they have their own series of nutritional products. So the question for Joe Weider as a businessman was how to promote this product. With guys who were modern, like Steve Reeves in 60s and 70s, and even before in 50s, he couldn't do that because he wanted to sell as many as possible boxes of nutrition products. So he invented the huge business bodybuilding. If you compare Mr. Olympia, the first one, Larry Scott, fantastic athletic body, to last Mr. Olympia, on 7 times Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman, you will see what is business bodybuilding, supported by enormous quantities of anabolics. Okay, I admit, under a medical control, maybe. But the problem is that these guys are business guys. It is not anymore athletic body. Athletic body is a muscular body which can do any sport. If you take the sprinters or the basketball players or the American football players, even if they are taking anabolics as well, but it's not such a huge quantity like the bodybuilders actually now in America in different competitions. Why I am saying this? I think that Joe Weider became with the time getting older and wanting to earn more and more money. He was coming to a real exaggeration, and he was not understanding that bodybuilding is a sport or preparation for a sport, any sport, and not a business. If you are trying to get business into the sport, it's not interesting for me. Maybe it's interesting for the modern guys, not for me. Sport must be a sport. And if you watch Arnold Schwarzenegger, 4 operations, very heavy operations. If you watch bodybuilders, modern bodybuilders, who are dying from anabolics, I don't want to give you names. You know, if you follow the bodybuilding, who are the people dying from anabolics. Not only that, the anabolics has another very, very bad result, which is the influence of young people. You have now people coming to the gym, training just for fun from them, but to do competitions in front of the colleagues, of the friends coming to the same gym. They want to show them that they are the stars, and they take anabolics, and then they show their big arms, big legs, big chest, just as if it was a Mr. Olympia competition. So I think Joe Weider was doing a great job, absolutely fantastic for me. Now he is doing a shit, a very big shit, and he was really destroying a whole young generation of people. That's all what I have to tell to this subject. But have a nice training, be reasonable, not the weight, not the size is deciding, but training at least 4 times a week, training for years, training in high age, and last forever, and not just to show your muscles in the gym. It's stupid. Excuse me. Have a nice evening and train well.